What's up, music fans of the internet? Welcome back to last week's album. I'm Derek.
And I'm Kevin.
And this week we are reviewing Single Mothers by Justin Townes Earle. But before we go any further, we're going to start things off like we always do. Drinking a beer. Cheers, Kevin. Cheers, everyone at home.
Cheers, Derek, and everyone at home. I almost drank before the cheers accidentally. I'm thirsty.
That might be a last week's album party foul if we ever got around to, writing those, which we haven't. Justin Townes Earle, he is the son of Steve Earle of musical fame, and Single Mothers is his fifth full-length album, and this one kind of follows a Twitter-publicized fallout with his record label, where he said, "No mas, I'm doing this my way." And so they're like, "Cool, you can take the highway," because that's how that one song goes. And so here it is, Single Mothers. Kevin, what does it sound like?
Derek, I thought this sounds like Hank Williams' Lonesomeness meets a very stripped-down Stax, Soulfulness. What do you think it sounds like, Derek?
Yeah, I think we're on the same page here. I think Single Mothers sounds like AM radio country tackling contemporary social challenges. And that might be an allusion to the album title. So key tracks, Kevin, what do you have?
Since we're just doing one for this rapid fire, I've got Picture in a Drawer. What do you have, Derek?
That's a good one. And rapid fire review, I only got Wanna Be a Stranger. And if I'm not mistaken, Wanna Be a Stranger comes up first, so I'll start off. From a sound perspective, there was just this frolicking guitar riff throughout the song that really captured my attention. There was some subtle bass and soft percussion kind of backing up, but the guitar riff I just thought just jumped out of the song to me. The story here, he kind of tells the story of someone that falls in love, puts himself on the line, only to be met with a rejection, and then he kind of describes this wish for to be anonymous kind of afterwards, kind of, if you will, be a stranger. There's some fantastic lyrics here. Just right off the bat, one that really captured my attention. When I was young, I drank whiskey, straight no chaser. I didn't drown the pain out. I just want to be a stranger. Just really, the vocal melodies here were really strong, and that guitar riff paired with the vocal melody and the story here just was fantastic. Just really captured my attention. Why don't you tell us about Picture in a Drawer?
Yeah, Picture in a Drawer is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. Well, at least sound-wise. It's a very lonesome song, both lyrically and musically. There's soft acoustic guitar, pining steel guitar, and that's really it, other than his on the verge of bawling vocals. It's raining in the mountains. It's raining in his heart. There's a nice metaphor there. One really good line says, "The rain's getting closer, midnight's coming on, the wind seems to whisper, fool, you know she's gone." Really dig the anthropomorphized wind there, and lyrics and sound just set this super lonely mood that epitomizes most of the album, I think. So, yeah, check out Picture in a Drawer.
Kevin, I really like your description of the vocals being almost bawling. Like, that's great description there. So best lyric, what did you have?
For best lyric, I'm going with a different song called Burning Pictures. I don't know what's up with the picture songs with me on this one, but the line goes, "How many times have you fallen in love? Has your heart ever been full or just full enough?" If that's not another example of sadness on the album, I don't know what is. But what was your best lyric, Derek?
Kevin, mine follows this theme of sadness, and this one comes from "Wanna Be a Stranger," which is my key track. So, no, my heart didn't break. It tore in two like paper. Not even shadows can hide, even the eyes of a stranger. Just really kind of reiterating kind of that sorrowful type vibe that was going on here. But not to detract from the kind of downer lyrical themes here, but Kevin, what do you have for overall rating?
Yeah, overall rating, I'm giving this one a 3 out of 5. It's very subtle, it's very restrained. I wasn't always sure if that was intentional or just sort of maybe some sort of rush with the whole label fallout that you mentioned. It's super sad, but that makes it a really good sort of late night vibe album. I love his sort of throaty, like garbled intonation he does sometimes. It almost reminds me of his dad. I hate to say it, but something about his really, really cool sound. And I felt like it was a little clunky between these like really slow, sad ballads and some more upbeat, driving jams. I like both ends of the spectrum. Just putting them together was a little bit weird for me at times, but overall, really interesting style that I think is really cool. This like country soul energy that he ends landing. So, what did you think, Derek?
Kevin, I'm giving this one a 4 out of 5. I really dug. I think the lyrics here were fantastic. Really, it just kind of jumped out. Probably the strongest part of the album. The sound I thought was very almost deliberate, if you will. It can come across as simple, but at the same time, it's measured in that every instrumental part really kind of plays a significant role in the overall song. I think kind of the slow ballads, if you will, are kind of I'm kind of familiar with his backlog of albums, and it's kind of routine, but at the same time, I think he really captures a lot of emotions, and there's a lot of potency behind the lyrics. So overall, I'm giving this one 4 out of 5. There were a lot of tunes on here that I really enjoyed. Some maybe moved a little slower than others, but at the same time, I think the lyrics kind of really carried the album through and through. So there you have it, a 3 from Kevin, a 4 from myself. That in aggregate gets a 7 out of 10. So you should go check out Single Mothers by Justin Townes Earle. Thanks again for joining us at last week's album. Don't forget to subscribe to our shiz on our myriad of social media outlets. And don't forget to join us again next week. We're going to continue talking about good music. So once again, thanks for joining us. I'm Derek.
I'm Kevin. Cheers, guys. See you next week. Finish your beer, Derek.